Every day in every city room comes that hectic time when all the footwork, rewrite, captioning, cartooning, press work, when all the news from all over the world comes together into a newspaper you can read. This is where the pros earn their money. Reporter to rewrite, to makeup, to city desk. The stories that shock a nation, move them, make them laugh, begin here. Like this one. No reporter in Texas is more respected by prison officials and convicts alike than Harry McCormick. His stories exposing prison conditions help write headlines like this. No man knows the world behind bars better than Harry McCormick. Yet, in his own words, this was the most unbelievable story I have ever known. The story of the unbelievable jailbreak. It began in the cell corridor Tier 3 of the Huntsville State Prison. Ray Torrance, 30 years for bank robbery. Gus Fletcher, 10 for burglary.
I got it.
A letter from the lawyer?
Robert Forsythe, Esquire. Attorney at law has taken the case. He's filing an application for pardon this week.
So when will it be?
We start tonight. January the 15th, we walk out of here.
You mean it? January 15th?
Slow down. Take it easy. Spread the word there's going to be a break.
It began in Tier 3 at the Huntsville prison, known as the Walls. It began 60 days before the expiration of the governor's term. That was important. Every detail was important. Because Ray Torrance, who conceived and executed the idea, knew that every minute detail would add up to the most daring jailbreak in history. Tonight, I play the role of reporter Harry McCormick. They're ready. They're rolling. The presses are rolling on deadline.
Toast, honey?
Yes, please. Oh, you got that nice marmalade. What's new in the mail today?
3 bills. Letter from my brother. Can we send him $50? Oh, and a letter from one of your pals.
Oh?
Nothing much this time. He has a cold. His shoes hurt him. The guards are giving him a rough time.
You missed something, honey. This is a kite.
You sure?
Oh, from Pete Lawson? Has to be. Wouldn't be anything else.
Oh, I'll get an iron.
No, take the Take that away.
Can't make it out.
Well, it's beginning to come through now. There it is. 4 men are going to try to break out of the walls on the 15th of January. That's all I know.
Do you believe it?
He's never been wrong before.
That's terrible, Harry.
Worse than that.
Well, a break at a time like this, it could ruin everything that you've been working for.
Yeah. Look, I want you to phone the paper. Tell them that I'm going out to Huntsville. They can reach me in the warden's office.
It says knocked in. I didn't know it was you, Mr. McCormick.
That's okay, Kenny.
It's just the cons keep busting in and out reading the sign. He'll be right with you in a couple of minutes.
You must be feeling great. You're getting out in what, 2 months?
Yeah, January 20th.
How do you feel about it?
You want it straight? I'm scared. I don't know no other life for 30 years.
Cut it out. You're a young man.
47.
You have your whole life ahead of you. Look,
Just a second, I'll see if he's finished.
Wow. You look like a man with a mission, Harry.
That's me.
Sit down.
Thank you. Have you heard anything?
Like what?
Like about a prison break?
What are you talking about?
I got a tip about a break.
From whom?
From one of your guests. Very reliable.
There's nothing to it, Harry.
You sure?
Well, go on out in the yard and take a walk around. You'll see that I'm right. Whenever there's a break in the making, Harry, I don't have to tell you, there's a tension, there's an atmosphere that you can cut with a knife.
Nothing like that.
I refereed a ball game yesterday. I know. You can forget it, Harry.
Well, my tips have never been wrong before. He even named the date, 15th of January.
You wouldn't want to give me his name, would you? Thanks for the information.
Okay.
Give me the principal keeper. Stiles, this is the warden. Yes. Look, I don't know how reliable this information is, but I'm not taking any chances. That's right. Now, look, what I want you to do is to put double security out. That's so. Yes.
They checked, they tightened security. Nothing was going to happen, but in a prison like Huntsville, the unexpected is always provided for.
Sing out.
Richards.
Richards, 1. Sing out.
What are you checking every hour?
Sing out.
Fletcher.
Fletcher, 2. Sing out.
Torrin.
Torrance, 3. Sing out.
Townsend.
Townsend, 4. It's coming fine. Just like we planned. You're looking for a break. Instead, we walk out.
Is Kenny gonna come through?
You let me worry about that. You'll get that piece of paper for us, all right. Right out of the file in the warden's office. Tonight. I don't like it. Looks off-center to me.
Let me see.
You better show it to Mr. Lambert. Contact got me the code word. It's gonna work, Ray. You keep at it. Now we gotta match the typing. I told Kenny about the ribbon. You mean, special blue? He's getting it first tonight.
How does it look?
Any sign of him?
Ah. He's good for another 10 minutes. He's having one of them long smokes.
All right, let's see it.
Looks pretty good.
Stationery looks like the real McCoy. The typewriter matches. The color of the ribbon is perfect. Now let me see the signature. Hey, you're as good as you said you were. All right, now type up the envelope. All we have to do is get this out and have the governor mail it back to the warden. Hmm?
Can you do it?
You just stick around and watch.
There is something up, Harry. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, I know. I came through the main cell block.
I'll tell you one thing. Nobody's gonna bust out of here. You can be sure of that.
Yeah, but it seems to be happening right under our very noses.
Excuse me, Warden.
You finished everything, Kenny?
Yes, sir, I have.
I'd like to thank you for staying so late.
That's okay, sir. I bid you both good night.
Good night.
Oh, Kenny, you didn't forget those reports to the governor, did you?
No, sir. Got 'em in the governor's mail pouch, right on top, sir.
Fine. Good night, Kenny.
The fateful day, January 15th, came and went. There was no prison break. January 16th dawned, bright, clear, and uneventful.
Pour me a cup, will you, honey?
Oh,
You sure were far away.
I'm sorry.
Honey, once in a while the grapevine's wrong. You know that better than I do.
Not Pete Lawson.
Harry.
He wasn't wrong.
What?
I thought you ought to know that 3 guys made it. And right on my birthday, January 15th. My birthday. And they got pardoned out.
I don't get it.
Pardoned out. I see what he means. They walked right out. They must have done it with a phony pardon. How could they do that? But weren't you surprised a fellow like Torrin getting a pardon?
Not at all. Torrin retained Robert Forsythe, the #1 criminal lawyer in the country.
Yes, but Torrin, Spahn, Fletcher, all 3 of them at once.
The governor's been granting clemency pardons.
You know that, Harry.
It's his last month in office.
Yeah, they planned it. They planned the whole thing.
Harry, I tell you, it's impossible.
Daring, not impossible.
How could they forge a pardon? A pardon is written on the governor's official stationery. It bears his secretary's signature as well as the governor's initials.
They forged the signature. They forged the stationery, or somebody on the outside stole it for them.
Every pardon is written in a particular language. It contains a particular key code word that changes every month.
Did it have the code word in it?
Of course it did. I even remember the typing. It was blue.
They knew that, too. And the code word. Let's look at it.
At what?
The pardon. Well, you have it here.
Of course I have. Kenny! Kenny!
Yes, sir.
I don't find the Fletcher Torrin pardon in his folder.
I don't understand, sir.
Well, didn't we file yesterday's correspondence?
Yes, sir, of course. I remember you put it in the file yourself.
I remember that too, but it's not here.
If you let me have a look, sir.
You wouldn't find it, Warden.
What?
Anyone that would plan this thing that carefully would make sure to have the pardon lifted once they were out. That way you couldn't prove anything.
I want you to go through that drawer paper by paper. That pardon has been misfiled.
I think you'd better call the governor.
I'll call the governor, thank you, when I'm good and ready. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. I want you all to go now. Harry, will you wait outside?
Sure.
Get me the governor's home. Use the direct line. Yeah. You were right, Harry. Mr. Stiles, try to keep it quiet. I know it's impossible, but try anyway. So I'll resign. That's not what's important. What's important is all the work that we've done. All the reforms, right down the drain. I can hear them now. We must put an end to the pampering of the hardened criminals. They'll solve everything by bringing back the sweatbox and the cat-o'-nine-tails.
If we could find them. The story isn't out yet.
6,000 inmates know it.
Yes, but it isn't in the paper. Who else knows the story? There's something staring us in the face, and I can't put my finger on it.
The fourth man.
The inside man. The man who had access to the files and to the mailbag in and out.
Kenny Wilson.
We watched him do it. We actually saw him and never knew it.
That's funny. You think you know a man, then you don't know him at all. Kenny Wilson. He was going to get out of here in 5 days. So you were the inside man, huh, Kenny?
You're wrong. What can I tell you? You believe me, don't you, Warden? I'm getting out in 5 days, Warden, ain't I? What would I want to do a thing like that for?
That's what we're asking you. Why? You were afraid, is that it? You were afraid to go out. That's what you told me. You said this was your whole life. You didn't know any other.
Well, look at me. What am I? I'm a prison stiff is all. I come in when I was a punk at 17. I've been here all my life. I'm going on 47. What do I know? What do I do on the outside? Somebody gonna give me a job? What's my references? Who do I know? How am I gonna make it?
What did they offer you, Kenny?
16 grand. Enough to make out, enough to live, so I have to go to a soup kitchen for a feed. Or sleep in a flop every night.
Where are they?
I don't know.
Of course you do. How else would you get your 16,000?
I can't do it.
Kenny, tell us what we've got to know. Where are they? Kenny, I promise you that when you do get out of here, I'll get you a job. You won't sleep in flop houses. You won't eat in soup kitchens.
You swear?
I promise.
When I got out, I was supposed to take an ad out in the Houston Press, reading room to let, bathroom and steam heat, $47.50. Applied Tuesdays only, after 3, Bridge Street.
Yeah? Where's Kenny? I said, where's Kenny?
Well, he never showed. We hung around for 15 minutes and then we blew.
I wonder what could have happened to him.
Are you sure he wasn't there? That doesn't sound like Kenny.
What gives?
Nothing. Only they just planted a blind, and they followed you. Put that thing away. They're on their way up.
Well, they're not going to take me back there.
If we go back there, we're through.
You want to die in a dump like this? I don't. Now put it away.
Stay out of my way, Torrin.
The only thing you know is a gun. But think, you never could. Well, we gave them a run for their money anyhow. Open it up.
Ray Torrin, Gus Fletcher, and Fritzie Spahn received additional sentences of 20 years. They were placed in separate institutions. The warden kept his promise to Kenny Wilson. But more important, Warden Stone retained his post, and the reforms that he and Harry McCormick had worked for were continued. An interesting sidelight in the case. A year later, the forged pardon turned up. It had been hidden in the scenery for a prison play, perhaps to be used for blackmail or maybe to be copied again. But that never happened. This did. Every unbelievable word of it. It happened on deadline.